We go racing in 5 lights time. And the Grand Prix is underway. Even reaction time at the front of the field. Lando Norris is going to try and put the pressure on. Max Verstappen holds the lead. The two Ferraris side by side. Who's going to lead into turn number 1? It's going to be Max Verstappen who's ahead of Lando Norris. And it's grid order for the top 4. Oscar Piastri still in 5th position. No change for anyone until you look all the way back down to Lewis Hamilton, who's up to 7th position, gaining a couple of places as well as Hulkenberg. It was a poor getaway for Yuki Tsunoda. He dropped down to 9th. Perez made a place on those hard tyres as they make their way through the opening corners of the Grand Prix fairly cleanly. The top 5 as they were when they left the grid. Max Verstappen leads.
As we go on board with Hulkenberg, another good top 10 qualifying, and gets that initial launch.
Yes, come on.
Problem for Alex Albon in the Williams, and the Thai driver is coasting slowly. He had come in for the stop.
I think I've got a problem. My tyre's not on properly.
He presents the car beautifully, lined up as it's supposed to. Let's see, I'm not sure, did you see the time on that stop? Because in actual presentation terms, he did his job.
Wonder if it was the front right.
Did it look like the gunman was going back at that front right as the car was being committed to go back out on track?
So 1v carb in last time around. The pressure on the team back out onto the circuit. 2.3 seconds is exactly the sort of stop that they were looking for.
This in turn is going to be good news for Perez, because surely Hulkenberg will pit on the next lap.
This is the German driver who is into the pits, the man heading to what will become Audi in a couple of years, Sauber next year, then Audi in 2026. 2.5 seconds is important, but what about that outlap? This is crucial in the Constructors' Championship, and Yuki Tsunoda goes a lap earlier, goes to work around this 3-mile racetrack, and crucially for VCARB, gets ahead of the Haas and Hulkenberg. Perez going to make a mistake here because he had a very, very slow lap last time around, and we saw the Aston Martin right behind. He went off.
Yeah, it's easily done, but unfortunately very costly. And what will the ramifications of that be later in his race? Could he's just lost a few seconds?
Oscar Piastri hitting his marks. That's a good stop as well for McLaren, 2.2. That's Yuki Tsunoda. That's the overtake that we were mentioning earlier in the broadcast. Can you turn the outside into the inside and improve your position? Tsunoda up to 12th with that, and Hulkenberg, fighting Sargent, knows that if he's going to try and stay with the Japanese driver, he'd have to be inventive, and he was.
Yeah, Logan Sargent must be feeling punch drunk after those two moves.
This is on board with Lewis Hamilton into Aqua Minerale.
Yeah, just bottom out and locked up under rotation and straight through the gravel.
Verstappen retaking the lead that he held at the start of the race. This is going to be such an important moment in the Grand Prix for Oscar Piastri. Charles Leclerc gets used to those hard tyres and how they compare to the mediums. Can Piastri put the pressure on? Time for another overtake now with Sergio Perez. He's cleared the Haas of Nico Hulkenberg and he's up to 9th position.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward, just pure performance, fresher tyres, and en route to towards Tsunoda.
And the RB20, the Red Bull car behind, out of the slipstream, and that's an easy pass up to 8th. Tsunoda looking for another points finish again today. Hulkenberg completing it, and Ricciardo just trying to put the pressure on the Haas. Here's the chance for Lance Stroll. Wow, slam dunk stuff. Through he goes with the better drive off the corner. Through he goes in the Aston Martin. This is Charles Leclerc. He's heading to the Variante Alta. Yeah, I thought he'd scampered over the chicane, and he just takes the route across the turns on the racetrack that make up 14 and 15.
Yeah, that didn't work for him at all. Not that that was a strategy, that was a mistake.
Here's Stroll making the pass. He uses the DRS, he uses the greater speed, he uses the fresher tyres, and he gets by. Up to 9th position. Canadian driver finds himself improving, and that's a good return to the points if he can stay there.
The main losses to Lando, turn 2, turn 6.
Yeah, my tyres don't work, mate.
Just information, Max, that's all.
Yeah, same for me.
Verstappen is complaining about it.
I see. Oh, good. I'm pushing, mate.
So I guess the main thing to focus on now, Max, is as the gap is less than 5 seconds, we really can't afford any track limits. So focus on that, mate.
There he is. He can see the race leader. The laps are ticking down, and Max knows he's got to be just a little bit more careful on track limits, which might cost you a tenth or two a lap, just that in itself.
This is going to be absolutely fascinating. Norris knowing that if he can keep it clean, he will be able to have the chance to heap the pressure on.
Can he let me by? Even more stupid.
And Lando happy to push turn 9 a little bit more.
I'm pushing as much as I can, mate.
And we've seen some great Grand Prix so far this year, but we haven't really seen a battle like this all the way to the end. Lando Norris, he told us he was pushing DC, and we saw that he's absolutely wringing the neck of that car.
I'm so sorry for the sound effects, but that's within like, not even 3/4 of a kilometre. He's been right over the edge of the rear tyre twice.
He's upped his own pace, Verstappen. He was 1,000th off his best lap of the race on the last lap. Norris is still chiming away, some decent lap times, still slightly quicker than Leclerc behind on the last tour. But Verstappen has managed to find a little bit more. Gap's as low as it's been though, 1.4 seconds, still Norris sliding on the rear end.
This one-time contender, now Grand Prix winner, trying to force the error from Max Verstappen. They're getting closer to home. Norris chasing Verstappen all the way to the checkered flag.
Right, the next big stop is the tricky one. This is where we know Perez made a mistake earlier in the Grand Prix. Verstappen is going to have to go slightly cautious.
Verstappen is nearly there. He's nearly home. Lando Norris has chased him all the way to the flag, but Max Verstappen will take back the top step. Max Verstappen wins in Imola. What a finish from those two across the line. It's new opposition for Verstappen, but the same result. The Dutch driver does it again, and he beats Lando Norris by 0.7 of a second. Charles Leclerc completes the podium, and how wonderful was it to see two brilliant drivers battling all the way to the end of lap 63.